Okay, so this is my reviewer for closing entries. I picked up 15 items na question mula sa ating test bank on closing entries. So let's see what do we have here, and hopefully ma-perfect natin ito. Samahan ninyo ako sa ating pagsagot. Now, for the question number 1, ang question is, which of the following accounts is close to income summary account? So, alin dito yung ikino-close natin sa income summary account? First choice, neither interest payable and unearned revenue. Next, interest payable and then unearned revenue. On yung last choice, parehas daw yung interest payable and unearned revenue. Now, going back to your topic on closing process, ang kinu-close natin sa income summary ay income statement accounts. Ang interest payable ba ay balance sheet or income statement? That is a balance sheet account, liability. The same with your unearned revenue. So, dapat ang sagot natin dito, neither. Wala dyan sa options na yan. So, proceed tayo for question number 2. Now, dito sa question number 2, ang tanong ay, alin sa mga accounts na ito ang hindi ikine-close during the closing process? Which is not closed during the closing process? Accounts payable ba? Rent expense ba? Service revenue ba? Or drawing account ba? Alin dito yung hindi ikine-close? Accounts payable is a liability which is a balance sheet. So, dapat ito yung sagot mo. Kasi yung rent expense, income statement yan. Service revenue is income statement. Drawing account is contra equity, although balance sheet yan, pero temporary account yan. So the answer is accounts payable. Now, proceed tayo for question number 3. After income and expense accounts are close to the income summary account, if the income summary has a debit balance, there is a net loss, a net income, a net profit, or break even. Okay, so ano yung sagot dapat dyan? Ang income summary mo, pag kinikredit natin yan, ibig sabihin meron kang revenue. Kasi debit, revenue accounts, and credit income summary. Pag expenses naman, dinidebit natin yan. Debit income summary and credit your various expense accounts. So kung ang balanse niya ay debit, ibig sabihin mas malaki yung expenses mo over your income, meron kang net loss. So ang sagot dapat dito ay net loss. Net income, net profit, halos the same lang ang ibig niyang sabihin. Ano itong break even? Ang ibig sabihin ng break even, equal ang revenues mo sa iyong mga expenses. So your answer should be net loss. Now, for question number 4, a credit balance in the income summary account indicates total income is greater than total expenses. There was an error. Total income is lesser than total expenses. Total income equals total expenses. Okay, mas malaki ang credit, no? So, meron kang credit balance sa income summary. So, kung meron kang credit balance, mas malaki ang revenues mo over expenses. So, ang sagot natin dito ay yung una, total income is greater than total expenses. There was an error, it's not an option. Wala yan, Kasi either debit or credit yan. So, income or loss ka dyan. Total income is lesser than total expenses. Ito ay net loss. Total income equals total expenses. Ito yung kanina sa question na tinatawag natin na break even. Next tayo. Question number 5. If the income statement, debit and credit columns are not equal after adding the respective columns, the company either generated a profit or incurred a loss. An error has been made. The company generated a profit or the company incurred a loss. So, ang tinutukoy nito ay doon sa worksheet mo, yung income statement columns mo. So, kung hindi daw balanse, kung hindi equal ang debit and credit columns, wala ditong sinabi kung ano yung mas malaki, basta sinabi hindi equal, ibig sabihin yan, meron kang net profit or net loss. So, ang sagot mo ay itong una. Okay? O, next tayo. Question number 6. The amount of profit will appear on the debit side of the income statement columns on a worksheet. The amount of profit will appear on the debit side of the income statement columns on a worksheet, or if total revenue exceeded total expenses for the period, or if withdrawals have been made during the period, or if total assets exceeded total liabilities for the period, or if total expenses exceeded total revenues for the period. O remember, pagdating doon sa income statement na columns mo, pag mataas yung credit over your debit, meron kang income. So kaya tayo magkakaroon ng balance doon sa debit side, sa baba. Remember, kung saan yung mas maliit, doon mo ilalagay yung difference para pag gumawa ka ng panibagong subtotal, balanse na silang parehas. So, ibig sabihin, kung nandoon siya sa debit side na column, o meron kang net profit, kaya ang ibig sabihin nun, total revenue mo exceeded your total expenses for the period. Withdrawals have been made. O, walang pakialam yan dyan, ano? Kasi ang withdrawal mo nandoon sa balance sheet. Total assets exceeded total liabilities. O, doon naman yan sa kabilang side, pero dapat nasa credit. So, ibig sabihin, yung total credits mo, not necessarily total assets. Kasi magkakaiba naman yan ng balanse. Especially kung meron kang mga contra assets accounts, normal balance yan sa iyong worksheet ay nandoon sa credit side. O, total expenses exceeded total revenue, o meron ka dyang net loss, dapat nasa credit column yan ng iyong income statement. So, the answer is the first choice. Next tayo. Question number 7. Profit for the year is 250,000. The owner withdrew 30,000 per month for personal living expenses. The owner's capital account will show a what? Okay. O, profit mo, 250. Samantalang yung withdrawal account mo, 30,000 per month. So, ibig sabihin, per month yan, i-times mo yan ng 12. So, 30,000 times 12 months equals 360,000. I-minus mo sa 250, meron kang 110,000. O dahil negative yan, meron kang decrease of 110,000. Pag ito yung pinili mo, increase of 110, ibig sabihin, mas maliit dapat yung total withdrawals mo over your profit. Kasi ito, di ba, ang profit mo, mag-i-increase siya ng equity. Eh yung withdrawal mo, dahil contra equity yan, binabawasan yan ang iyong equity balance. O, decrease of 360, increase of 610, that is some other figures. So, hindi yan yung sagot. Proceed tayo sa question number 8. Dito, sa question number 8, ito yung tanong. When a company has suffered a loss, the amount or the loss amount is entered on the worksheet on the, pag yung company daw nag-suffer ng loss, saan natin ilalagay sa worksheet yung loss amount na yon? First choice mo, credit side of the income statement columns and debit side of the balance sheet columns, or debit side of the income statement columns and credit side of the balance sheet columns. The third choice, debit side of both the income statement and balance sheet columns. O yung last option mo, credit side of both the income statement and the balance sheet columns. O pag meron kang loss, kagaya ng nabanggit ko sa isang question kanina, sa income statement, dapat nandun yan sa credit column. O, reciprocal yan or kabaligtaran yan doon sa yung balance sheet, dapat nasa debit naman yan. O, eto yung sagot natin. First choice mo. Okay? O, next. Question number 9. On the completed worksheet, which set of columns usually should be out of balance after the initial footing? Ano ang ibig sabihin ng initial footing? Pag sinabi nating footing, ito yung tinutotal natin. Ina-add natin yung mga balances vertically, ano? So, sa worksheet, yung nandoon sa baba, pag sinum up natin, lahat doon sa column na yon. Yung first choice mo, parehas daw ang income statement and balance sheet columns. Pangalawa, income statement columns only. balance sheet column only, or adjusted trial balance column only. So ano dapat ang sagot dito? Sa worksheet mo kasi, dapat ang hindi dyan balance is yung income statement and your balance sheet columns. Kasi naapektuhan yan parehas yung balances sa baba. Kasi that represents your net profit or net loss. And syempre, yan yung pinapakita ng step 3 sa closing process mo, na kung meron kang net income, o i-debit mo si income summary, which is yung makikita mo doon sa income statement na column mo, and i-credit natin si capital account na nandoon naman sa balance sheet column. So, ang sagot natin dito ay si both income statement and balance sheet columns. Ito kasi mali dahil dapat kasama si balance sheet. So, etong second and third parehas tama. Adjusted trial balance, palagi ang balance. Question number 10 naman tayo. Dito sa question number 10, ito yung tanong. Probably, the last account to be listed on a post-closing trial balance would be. Ano daw yung pinakahuling account na maililista, maisasama sa iyong post-closing trial balance? Owner's capital, salaries expense, salaries payable, or income summary. Pag post-closing trial balance, hindi nakasama dyan ang income statement mo. Kasi na zero na yan. So, ang matitira na lang ay balance sheet accounts. So, X na ito si salaries expense, X na rin si salaries payable, at lalong wala ito si income summary. So, your answer is owner's capital. That is the answer. Now, proceed tayo sa question number 11. In preparing closing entries, which of the following columns of the worksheet are the most helpful? Alin daw yung pinaka-useful, pinaka-helpful, no? Income statement columns, balance sheet columns, adjusted trial balance columns, or adjustment columns. Ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay closing entries. Ano ba kasi ang ginagawa natin dito sa closing entries? Siyempre, sini-zero out natin yung income statement accounts mo. So, income statement columns ang pinaka-useful dyan. Wala namang pakialam si balance sheet kung meron man for the part of your withdrawal account. Adjusted trial balance, no. Adjustments column, lalo na. Magiging relevant yan pag adjusting entries yung topic natin. Okay? Proceed tayo sa question number 12. Closing entries will either increase or decrease the owner's capital balance, not affect the owner's capital balance, decrease the owner's capital balance, or increase the owner's capital balance. Pag tinignan mo yan, parang tama lahat. Not affect, o kung break-even ka, hindi maapektuhan. Pero medyo malabo yan in reality, Kasi one way or another, kikita ka. Decrease the owner's capital, tama naman. Increase, tama naman. Pero dahil pinagsama yan dito sa first choice, either increase or decrease, so yan yung piliin mo. Ito yung pinakatama sa lahat ng mga choices available. Okay, so proceed tayo sa question number 13. And this is your question. Alin daw sa mga sumusunod, or which of the following could not possibly be a closing entry? Alin dito yung hindi closing entry? Okay? Yung first choice mo, debit income summary and credit owner's withdrawal account. Second choice, debit owner's capital and credit income summary. Third choice, debit owner's capital and credit owner's withdrawal. And last choice, debit income summary and credit owner's capital. Umpisahan nga muna natin dito sa pinakamababa. Tignan natin yung mga entries. Debit income summary and credit owner's capital. Eto, pag meron kang net profit, ito yung sagot mo. Yung sumunod, debit owner's capital and credit owner's withdrawal, that is your step 4. Pag merong laman yung withdrawal account mo dahil normal balance nun ay debit, i-credit natin yan and then i-close natin sa owner's capital. Eto, di-debit mo si owner's capital and i-credit mo si income summary. Pag merong kang net loss. So, ang sagot natin ay ito. Kasi ang withdrawal account hindi sa income summary i-close, kung hindi, diretso dito sa capital account. So, that is your answer for number 13. Proceed tayo for question number 14. In which financial statement does income summary appear? It does not appear in any financial statement, income statement, balance sheet, or statement of changes in equity. Now, remember that income summary is a pass-through account. Ibig sabihin, ginagamit lang natin yan for closing entries, pero hindi mo yan makikita sa mga financial statements. Kaya ang sagot mo dito ay, it does not appear in any financial statements. Siguro sa worksheet, makikita mo yan kung ginagamit ito ng accountant or ng accounting in charge, pero sa financial statements, hindi mo yan makikita. Now, last question tayo. An important purpose of closing entries is to. Ano daw yung mahalagang purpose ng closing entry? Set nominal account balances to 0 at the start of the next period. Set real account balances to 0 at the start of the next period. Help in preparing financial statements or adjust the accounts in the ledger. Ano bang objective ng ating closing entries? Para ma-zero out ang iyong income statement para pag umpisa ng susunod na taon, walang laman ang iyong income and expense accounts. So, nominal accounts ang pinag-uusapan natin dyan. Pag real accounts, ito ay mga balance sheet accounts. Okay? So, help in preparing financial statements. Nakakatulong ba ito? O maaaring it may, pero that is not really the most important purpose. Adjusting the accounts in the ledger o adjusting entries ito. Remember, just to go back dito sa third choice, kasi kahit hindi ka mag-perform ng closing entries, makakagawa ka na rin naman ng financial statements gamit lamang yung worksheet. So, the better option here is etong una ay set nominal account balances to 0 at the start of the next period. Okay? So, once again, for these questions, we have almost 20 minutes para masagutan yung 15 items question. Although dito, masasabi ko na perfect yung score ko kasi mayroon akong nakalimutang iset sa settings. Hindi ko na i-shuffle. So, andito palagi sa unahan yung tamang sagot. Kaya, pag sinubmit natin yan, perfect score ang ating makukuha. Okay, so there you go. Meron tayong 15 out of 15 questions. Okay, so I hope it helps, para at least makapag-prepare kayo sa inyong exam na darating. So again, sa susunod ulit, bye-bye!